Welcome to Riad Timila. There's a great thing about Timila. You feel like in your home. When you first come to Marrakech from Europe, it's completely another world. You're like in a movie, especially inside the Medina.
Timila is a ring dove, which when the Riad was first bought, there were 2 ring doves on the roof, and they're actually still there. My mum actually came here. It was a kind of a romantic trip many years ago, and she totally fell in love with Marrakech. And I think it was a few years after that, she was just still so in love with it. It was like, I've got to buy a place here, we should definitely do something. There's so much potential. They did, and that was 8 years ago now. John T is an art collector, so we have pieces of art around Riad from all over the place. We also, it's chock-a-block with sort of Moroccan artefacts as well. I think one of the most important things about Marrakech is the idea of the Riad, which is this sort of oasis of calm from the bustling streets of the souk and everything. I mean, you can walk 5 minutes out of here, and you're in mayhem, and it's kind of amazing, but it's also very intense, and I think it's very important to have that place to come back to. You're totally removed from the sound, the smell, the taste of everything is totally different. So once you walk in through the doors here, sort of like just come into this little paradise, and it's amazing. You've got a little fountain, water and fish, and you sort of walk around and it's cool and it's calm and very tranquil. Each of the rooms have got their own sort of little twist about them. All of them have got something special about them. One of them, we've got a fireplace in one, which is absolutely beautiful. It's the nicest thing in winter when you're here, because it does get pretty cold in Marrakech. Just to have a fire lit, it's so romantic. One of the rooms downstairs, the bathroom's full of old Moroccan masks, which has such an amazing effect on it. And the bedposts, it's like a modern 4-poster bed, because it doesn't have any awning over it, but massive bedposts made out of old tent pegs. So all these like little details, which I think really brings Timila back to Timila. Everything is made traditionally, from the ceilings with the traditional timber across the roofs, and which you can see actually when you're lying in bed, and you can have this amazing sort of all up above you. It's beautiful. And the bathrooms are all made from traditional Moroccan tadlac, from things like our hammam, a massage room that we have up on the roof. So whenever Radisha comes and does the hammams, only organic products are used, and they're all sourced from local ladies in the souk. If you stand up on our top roof, we have 2 decks, and the top one is a beautiful sunset. You can see the Atlas spread all the way across from one side to the other. You can see Kutubia, you can see on the other side the sort of the valleys and the more hills and everything.
We have a great chef called Henia, who makes really great food. Well, from tagines, the most famous dish in Morocco.
I mean, everyone that stays here, all our reviews just remark on how fantastic she is. I personally don't really eat anywhere else once I'm here. So everything we get comes from countryside. It's all not sprayed, organic. You can't get here by car, which is actually quite handy. It means we don't use motorbikes, we don't use anything like that. You can walk. There are plenty of guys with the wheelbarrows who'll come and collect your stuff if you've got a lot of bags. It's really handy having things like that. And you don't want to add to the pollution on these streets. The reason there are so many people drawn to Marrakech is because it takes no time to get here. You know, it's a 3-hour flight, 3.5-hour flight, and you're transported to this totally different world, a completely different culture, completely different climate. You know, there's different sounds, different smells, different food, it's everything. I think it's to do with like the time it takes to get there and just to be in this magical place so quickly. There's always something more that you haven't explored, you haven't learned about, you haven't heard about, and you haven't seen. You know, there's things like this year that's been going on with the Biennale.
A first choice I will tell to everybody who want to have a business in Marrakech. It's better to help people than just be like a business capitalism person. Because all the money goes to family, because each person who works here help his family. It's a home, not a hotel for them.
You know, it's amazing that we're allowed to be here and be using and taking. I think it's very important that we give back. I know we all do, and that's massively part of our ethos, and you know, working here or having this place here. I mean, we absolutely are so committed to Brahim and Ismail and Henia and Radisha, who all work here. We're totally, as we said before, family from family, home from home. You know, we're not looking to buy every other Riad around here and knock through and turn it into some mega complex. It's really nice the way it is, but it just needs to be supported.